Today on the Klepcx show, James Gunn has finally found his Superman and his Lois Lane. James Mangold, director of Logan, is pretty upset that Wolverine is returning for Deadpool 3. We got senior director of communications for Crackle and Redbox, Chris Woolsey, in the building. Tron 3, Jonathan Majors, and trailer reactions, plus more, all in the Klepcx show. It's time to talk about it. Let's go! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by WeAreCritiX.com, place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that we talk about here. Now, of course, I'm not here alone. I had to come with the squad, so I got my guy, Migs, in the building. How you doing, Migs?
Hey, that's right. We're back another week. Yeah, I'm going good, man. How are you?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling motivated.
Hey.
I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling like we need to talk about so much stuff today.
There's always a lot to talk about.
The industry never sleeps, and it's always up to something crazy and just bonkers and wild. We got one more person in the building, of course. We got Miss Jelly in the building.
Hello.
She's always here to be the casual perspective of what's going on, while me and Migs go ranting off like a bunch of nerds and stuff like that. But there's so much to talk about. We got a great show for you guys today. We're talking with the senior director of communications, Chris Woolsey, later on today. He's of Crackle, Redbox, and Chicken Soup for the Soul. For all you guys who don't know, this guy does it all. He's a one-man band, one-man show. He's all over the place promoting Crackle, Redbox, and everything that they got going on. So we're going to be talking to him later on today. Also, we're going to be talking about Jonathan Majors. There's still more things going on with him. Great stuff, bad stuff, wild stuff, but just some stuff. And we're going to talk about all of it. And we also got some news that we're going to be talking about first.
Okay.
That blew my mind, blew the internet a little bit.
What's that?
James Gunn.
Oh.
The man who has taken over DC Studios, the head of, co-head. He's not doing it by himself.
Yeah.
Not by himself.
No.
He's got this guy, Saffron, with him.
Yeah.
They finally have made their announcement. They found their Superman and they found their Lois Lane.
Yes. Big names.
Are they, though?
No, yeah. I mean,
all
right. No, maybe not Clark, Superman, Kal-El.
They're new to me.
Yeah.
I can say that they're new to me.
You never seen her in anything?
No, I looked up what she was in, but
She's
I
in one of the
still
most
wasn't.
popular television
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, they got a Emmy.
Yeah.
She's big.
Mm-hmm.
And she's great in it, right?
Yeah.
Marvelous Miss Maisel, right?
Maisel.
Yeah, on Amazon.
And then we got Corin Sweat, David Corin Sweat, who hasn't really done a lot. He's been on a lot of popular shows, but a lot of people.
This is his big break.
You know what's so funny is that you look at him and he resembles Cavill.
He's Cavill
so much. Like he looks like everyone's calling him like Baby Cavill.
But it's okay because you want that for Clark, right? Like you need that look. Like how far off can you go from that look?
I mean, if you look at this picture, and I wish I had this for you guys to see this, but I'm looking at a picture of him, and he kind of resembles the old boy that played Scarecrow too. At the same time.
Okay, yeah, a little bit.
But I don't hate it. I don't hate this casting at all. What I did hate was how it was given to us.
Right.
Like I had high hopes for San Diego Comic-Con. I was like, Marvel's not going to come through. They're not going to do the big grand presentation. I was fine with that. And I was like, but James Gunn, he's going to come out swinging. He's going to come out and he's going to represent for DC and all the nerds, comic book nerds. And he drops the bomb online. We're talking weeks before San Diego Con, a month.
Right.
It's like a month away.
But do you think he's doing that because if the strike, still continues, no actors can promote anything? So you think he's trying to play ahead of it?
So that's my concern. I'm nervous because I'm like, are they not going? Are they not going to show up? Is there not going to be any presentation in Hall H this year? Listen, I'm all for the strike. I believe that all these actors and writers and producers, anyone in the industry, they need to get paid and need to be taken care of because without them, there is no us and there is none of this.
Right.
But it just sucks that damn, San Diego is Disney World for nerds. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like every year we look forward to this, and it just sucks that it had to happen at this time of year. And now it's so uncertain. I don't know. No one told us anything. We don't know if they're going to be there or not. But it kind of looks suspicious that James Gunn would blow his load on the internet.
Yeah. You know what I think?
Before,
I think happened, Klep? I feel like the casting was finished.
Yeah.
Somebody was about to leak it, and he figured before they hear it from somebody else, let's give it to them from the horse's mouth.
Is that what you think?
Yeah. Big news like this.
Yeah, but it still came out in the trades though. It wasn't like he didn't post it. He just shared.
But he had to. He had to after it was out.
I think it's because of the strike. I think he's trying to play ahead of that.
In case they can't do anything.
Any promotion, they can't do any promotion.
Yeah. That makes some sense. Yeah. Like we don't know because the actors are negotiating today. It's the 30th, right? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the 30th.
Tomorrow. Well, it will. But when you see this, it'll be the day that they are negotiating for the actors. And I gotta tell you, from the things that I've seen and heard, it don't look good.
You think they're going to strike as well?
I don't know. And if they do, it's not because they need to. I think they're in solidarity with the writers, which is fine. It makes sense. So, but if they do strike, San Diego Comic-Con is just going to be what it was supposed to be. Yeah. It's going to be a Comic-Con.
Straight up con.
The industry will more than likely not be there because you can't promote projects without actors. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point of having...
And that's what makes it exciting, too. Like, I'm going to see this actor there,
I wonder... I'm sorry. I wonder how it affects, like, appearances. Al, what do you think? As like being an actor and not and being on strike, are you allowed to do signings and autographs? You're not there promoting any projects.
Well, I don't think there's anything relevant or current or ongoing. No, maybe anything prior. I don't see what any damage that would do, or just celebrating the personality of who they are. So that could, you can't accept your personality, right? Yeah. Although they're trying to control, Mr. Reynolds, right? You can't do certain things that he's really known for. So they do have. So I guess it all depends on the circumstance.
Yeah, but if you're just going to do some signings, you're just signing as Al Mega. You're not signing as Al Mega who starred in
Clark Kent.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean?
That's the whole thing now. The show wants to market it that way. They want to market Al Mega, the Avenger. They don't want to market just Al Mega. Yeah. So it has to have an impact. Yeah. Otherwise, it's gonna sound like an old folks show we all know about.
Yeah. So who we're talking about? We got David Cornsweet, and her name is Rachel Brosnahan. And how do we feel about the casting overall, though? Like, I know this guy has the look. Yeah. Does he have the chops? Does he have the stoic stature?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, he's 6'4". I looked that up.
I don't know him.
He's got the height.
I don't know him. I know her. I've seen some of Miss Maisel, and she's great. I think she'll do. I think we're gonna get the return of like the sassy reporter, because Amy Adams is great, bro. But like she had no character development. What was she in? 4 movies?
Yeah. They did say too that her what was it? The process to cast her and stuff like that went great. So they're really looking forward to her playing Lois too. Yeah.
Let me ask you, as like, as the female here.
Perspective.
Yeah, like watching Superman. Did the Lois Lane character ever stand out to you? Did it matter to you?
I mean, for
could
me,
anybody. What I mean is, could anybody be Lois Lane, or does it have to be a certain to you? Not as a
I think we haven't found that stamp like that Lois Lane that like she sticks with me. I think that's what we're still looking for. I think with DC, for me, DC period, I'm just waiting for those characters to really, that person is him. All hands out, that like person Marvel, is her. Like there has to be, I don't know. It hasn't come yet. So that's why I'm hoping with James Gunn, like we can get that.
So okay, so you're saying that it didn't stick for you. Like I said, she's the casual on
like
the outside.
I can you put on the outfit, you do her hair, her and all that stuff, orange, all that stuff, and cool. But none of them have stuck with me really.
And you're speaking just specifically for Lois, not
For Lois,
for
yeah,
Lois.
for Lois.
Okay.
Like, you know, all who has played her already. I'm just like, yeah.
What about
she looks like her,
what about the Christopher Reeves one from the the 80s?
I didn't see those ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit before her time.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold
My
that against her.
grandfather would talk about it, but I never got into it. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
There are no grandfathers in this room that have actually seen the original Superman.
That is
Let's make that clear.
Nah, but I was thinking the other day, and just like how much they fill that character, right? Like I mentioned, she was probably in 3-4 movies, you know, across the Man of Steel all the way to Batman v Superman and Justice League, and like then just comparing it to like, man, we got more character development from Jarvis, an AI, than from like the second biggest name in the Superman comics. Isn't that awful? Like, that's awful.
They don't stick.
Well, no, that's just they failed her. Like, there's a lot there in Lois Lane. Like, she's pretty capable in her own right. Like, granted, she's no Superman, and yeah, she's kind of there to be damsel in distress, right? But not always, you know. Like, she's a superstar reporter. You know what I mean? She has exposed Lex over and over in the comics. You know, like she could do what she's able to do, and we don't see that. Like, we didn't see that at all in this last iteration of the DC universe. So Rachel, man, I hope that they use her well, because she's got the chops and she's definitely got the personality. And we trust James Gunn.
I trust James Gunn. A lot of people don't trust James Gunn, specifically people like my guy Wade. He is not happy that Henry Cavill is not Superman anymore.
But he still has Cavill. He's just not Diesel yet. Cavill was skinny when he tried out, and then he got Diesel for the role. So give homie some protein.
Listen, a lot of people don't even know that Cavill lost to Roth. He was supposed to be in Superman Returns, and Roth got it.
Yeah, Brandon.
And, he got it over that. So then Cavill got this one. So there was a time when Cavill wasn't fit for it. You know what I mean? But he has become this generation's Superman. I get it. He looks great. He plays the role very well. Yeah. But the overall universe for me just doesn't work. For me, you know what I mean? Like, I can watch them, but they, like you said, they don't stick with me. Yeah. They don't stick with me. The characters do.
I want to grow with them. I don't want to be tired of them. I think it got to the point that it was just, I knew this storyline already, and I'm over it. Like, give me some meat I could really bite on, and that's not what they were giving me. Yeah, they're just like, oh, this again,
right?
Another year of this. Okay,
here's Batman one more time, right?
Who's playing him now?
Yeah.
So one of the next things that we're going to talk about, and this is more in the superhero realm as well, is these directors now. These directors, man, I don't understand a lot of them, and they take certain jobs that they take as far as superhero films. A lot of them are taking superhero films, and come to find out they're not really proud of the work that they do, or it just was what it was at that moment, and then they just like, they don't even want to talk about it, or they feel a certain way about the work that they do. One in particular is director James Mangold, the director who did Logan.
Yeah.
He said some things that are like kind of mixed signally for me. Like, I'm not really sure what it is he's trying to say. I don't know if he's mad. I don't know if he's...
Right. I was getting mad out of it. Like, why are we still continuing Wolverine? His chapters...
But then he said some things where it's just like, he kind of brushed it off like, I don't define my work off of... Like, I don't know what that means. I don't think... Are you upset that Wolverine is coming back? So for those of you who don't know what's going on, James Mangold, the director of Logan, is not too particularly happy at the fact that the Wolverine character will return in Deadpool 3. Because Logan was essentially supposed to be the end of that character.
And Hugh Jackman said he had a conversation with him and said that he was cool with it. Cool with the idea, because I think this Wolverine is before, it's before Logan.
So this Wolverine in Deadpool 3 will take place before the events of Logan.
Yes.
Which means it may possibly take place in the past.
And,
because, sorry, I mean to cut you off.
Okay.
Logan takes place in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, that movie essentially took like years.
Yeah.
like way years into the future.
It's up there.
It doesn't look like it. It looks like a very like old gritty Western type of.
That's what he's known for, you know. He's a great director, man. Shout out to him. I just, at the end of the day, bro, that's not your character. I understand that when he took on, right, the duty of directing Logan, and he obviously made a very serious film, and it's an excellent film, honestly. And I think he aimed to put right, the period at the end of what's his name, the homie who plays Logan, Hugh Jackman. He wanted to put the period, right, like the cap on that character as Logan, right? So Hugh Jackman as Logan was meant to be done and over with. So for him to come back and do another project, he might feel a little slighted over it, but brother, that's not, you didn't create that character. You got to let go. Be happy that it's like moving on and living in another version.
Right, and I think like there's been so many fans of Hugh Jackman that wanted to see Wolverine again. Like me watching Logan, I think it was amazing, but it hurt my soul. I'm like, no more Logan, no more Wolverine. No, what? I couldn't take it. I really couldn't. So to hear that he's coming back in Deadpool 3, I'm like, I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly was one of those people who could have cared less if Logan came back. Not because I didn't think Hugh Jackman was cool. Hugh Jackman did a great job as Wolverine. Is he my Wolverine? No, not really.
He's your only Wolverine.
Yeah,
Who else have you
I
gotten?
don't know any other Wolverine.
Well, here's the thing. For me, listen, I'm just I'm a continuity connection kind of junkie.
Okay.
And I'm still waiting for the Marvel version of Wolverine.
And we'll get that.
We will. And so for me, anything that wasn't like under the Marvel marquee studios.
Yeah, MCU.
I just kind of I accepted it. Like like you said, it was the only thing that we had. So I just went with it. Like, I think he did a great job for what he was able to work with. It's just that, like, I'm ready for new. Like, I want to see Marvel's Wolverine.
Yeah.
And, so I could have cared less if it came back or not. But it works good for the narrative. But.
Personally, I also did not want to see Jackman come back. I thought it was time to pass on the baton. Yeah. But, him and Ryan has been going back and forth for a long time. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, this is also his project. This is his project. So he wants there. And, his Deadpool actually made the jump, into your MCU. Yeah. So
and I'm excited about that.
So we're going to see that Wolverine come and make the jump as well. And who knows, maybe by the end of this film, he will be gone.
Also just rumors, take it with a grain of salt, that supposedly they'll be tackling a little bit of the multiverse of Deadpool, and that you might see different versions of Deadpool and Wolverine on there too.
Oh, listen, I guarantee, I 1,000% agree and believe that they are going to have a damn good time with the multiversal versions of Deadpool that you have seen cosplayers around the world do. Yeah. We're gonna get the what's the paint dude, Bob?
Yeah, with Bob Ross.
We may get a Bob Ross Deadpool.
I hope.
We may get Unicorn Deadpool.
Yeah.
We'll probably get
Ross Pool. I want to see Ross Pool.
Listen, we're gonna. If you think for 1 minute that Ryan Reynolds is not gonna give us variants of Deadpool in this movie,
Deadpool corpse, man.
Yeah, you're going. I don't know what movie you're going to see. But we've already heard rumors about the Time Variant Authority being in it. Mobius isn't going to be in it. Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Listen, this thing is going to probably tie up the multiversal saga. If things don't go the way Marvel wants it, this is definitely going to be like that heightened moment. The most multiversal movie we're going to get. Like the most outside of
experimental, very experimental.
Outside of like Secret Wars or the Kang Dynasty, I think this one will be the most multiversal movie out of that whole phase. Yeah. But he's coming back whether we want it or not, and I trust Ryan Reynolds with the Deadpool character. I trust that Kevin Feige. I mean, it's rated R. We're getting that.
Yeah.
They haven't changed that, so. I'm excited about it. You guys excited?
I'm excited.
You taking it for
can't
what
wait.
it is?
It's been a few years since Deadpool, so yeah, let's bring
it's
it.
been
I want
real
to see
long
what they
time.
do under
It
the
should.
Marvel umbrella, under Disney umbrella too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, they're gonna try to
F-bombs.
Disney-fy, and I'll be surprised if there's not a dead mouse somewhere by the end of it, right?
Oh, we'll probably get a dead mouse in the beginning of it.
Right.
So yeah, down with that one and on to the next thing, right? So, oh my God.
This is hard for you, huh?
No, this is actually pretty cool. I like this because you guys all know how I feel about the theatrical experience.
Okay.
Because I want to go see my Deadpool and Wolverine reunion in the theater.
Mhm.
So the Oscars are now changing rules. I feel like every year they change their rules, but now this one kind of feels personal. It feels like they're literally attacking certain streaming services to kind of keep them from, reigning at their events. Because what year was it where it was like Netflix was like kind of just Apple and Netflix both were like winning Academy Awards. Coda won for what they had, Best Actor, Best Picture, I think, as well. I actually called that because that was one of my favorite movies that year. But Apple TV and now Netflix is coming in and they're getting nominations as well. But now the Oscars are changing the rules and making it so that it's harder for them to even be nominated or be considered by upping the amount of screens that their movies have to play in theaters.
Yeah, isn't it like a week? It has to be like a week on.
Now it's a week. So before was a. Let's read the details. Let's read the details.
That was in the details. That's
yeah,
right.
That's right. Okay, so I was going over this and I was like, wow. I mean, I don't hate this.
Right.
I don't hate this. So they're extending the theatrical run of 7 days.
Yeah.
To consecutive or non-consecutive in 10 of the top 50 U.S. markets, no later than 45 days after initial release.
Yep.
And this will take place in 2024.
Yeah. It says must play theatrically for at least a week in one of 6 approved markets: New York, L.A., San Francisco, Chicago, Miami.
That's right.
And ATL.
That's
with
right.
some prime showtime specified.
That's right.
So I know Netflix have tried to circumvent all this by purchasing their own theaters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were playing those big movies there for a short period of time,
yep.
And then it was hitting the streaming service. I don't know how this is gonna play out for them. So what does this mean? They just gotta hold those theaters, those releases at the theaters for a little bit longer, and then they still gonna be all right?
Listen, I don't understand why this is such a hard concept to grasp. Like, I don't understand why the streaming services want to avoid the theatrical release. The theatrical release helps the streaming release
More exposure,
because
yeah.
it gets more exposure, more people see it, more people hear about it, and then once it goes to streaming, people still go back and rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, like,
in the comfort of their homes.
Why wouldn't you want to make money? You would much rather spend $300 million on a film that you'll never recoup a dime from versus saying, you know what, we spent $250,000 on a movie. We might as well at least put it in the theater and make a little bit of change. I don't care if you make all your change, but at least recoup 50, 40, 35% of what you spent. Mm-hmm. That just makes more sense.
Now you want to see this for the Oscar bait films? Because they wouldn't release, I don't know, Extraction on theaters for a short run before it makes the theater, right? Because it's just this is for the critics.
Well, let's look at the things that have been nominated. I honestly don't even remember what Netflix film was ever nominated.
All Quiet in the Western Front.
Oh yeah, and The Irishman.
Yeah.
Okay, so those movies weren't bad.
No, of course not.
And hear me out. They had star draw power.
Of course.
So if you're doing movies like that, what do you have to lose? Coda, not many A-listers in the movie, but its premise warranted viewership. I only watched that movie solely because of what it was about. I thought it was an interesting concept, and I was like, you know what? I want to see this. For those who don't know, Coda was about this one girl who, out of her entire family, was the only one not born deaf. So,
that movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
yep.
they looked at her as somewhat of the crutch. Her parents, brother, They looked at her somewhat of a crutch because she was the only one that could navigate through life without any obstacles. That concept alone warrants viewership. I'm gonna check that out regardless of who was in it. Word of mouth made that movie win its Oscars. You know what I mean? So if you believe in your projects and you're making quality content, you shouldn't have any problem with putting it in the theater because there'll be an audience for it. And like I said, we're not putting these movies out to break the bank. We're not trying to make $600 million, $1 billion at the box office, or $100 million first opening weekend. You're just trying to get a little bit of that change back, so you're not breaking the bank to stay alive.
Right.
And people love streaming, and that's the way of the new world right now. I'm 50-50 with it. I think it has its pros and its cons, but
it's convenient.
This is how you last.
Yeah.
This is how you last. Use the outlets that we've always had to keep the thing going. Like, why wouldn't you want to just use the movie theaters? That's just my opinion.
I'll be devil's advocate real quick.
Go ahead, please.
If I'm paying for Netflix and the movie's coming to Netflix, why do I need to go to the theater and pay $16?
Because you don't
or $100 if I'm bringing my family.
Because you don't know when it's coming to Netflix.
But you know it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Yes, but you know that about every movie.
But that's some people's mentality too.
But you know that about every movie.
Yeah.
But
You want to know what? Maybe too. It's like, does it really grab my attention? Do I feel it's worth going to the theaters and watching?
But you can say that about any movie.
Yeah, but that's what people are thinking too. Like,
listen, I know
that looks cool, but you know what? I'll wait. I don't know when it'll come out.
I know people who have not seen any of the latest superhero movies at the theater. And those movies are made specifically for the theater.
True.
So it doesn't matter if I know it's going to be available in my living room. It's about the theater experience. It's about saying, yo, you know what? Let's get some friends together and go check out a movie. It's never been about, I don't have to, should I? No, it's about the experience of it all. Like, that's like saying, why do I need to go to Disney World when I can go to Six Flags? Or why, you know what I mean? Like, it's preference. I don't think that mentality is what's keeping people out of the theaters, because eventually there's going to be something where you're like, I want to go see that. I don't care. I don't want to sit on my couch and watch that. I want to go to the theater and watch it. And we've all had those moments. We've all had those moments where we're like, you know what? I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go see this one.
Go straight to IMAX, baby.
Yeah. So I hear that. No, I hear that 1,000%. Like, yeah, some people probably don't want to spend that money, but you know what? There are some people who will spend that money.
Oh,
definitely. That's date night.
Definitely.
And there's a billion couples out there. Why sit in the house and watch it at home when we can go out and watch it together? You know what I mean? So I just feel like that theatrical experience can never be replaced. It's never going to be replaced. And as a business, it's just smarter to get a little bit of that money back.
Why keep these accolades, right? The Oscar goes to whatever. Like, they never had this issues with the Emmys, like the streaming services programs that go for Emmy nominations. They never had this issue. They just, if they're good, they win. Right? Why you gotta jump through some crazy hoops just to be nominated?
Well, because some people say that because it's streaming and technically TV, they should only be nominated for Emmys.
Wow.
Why not? Those are straight to TV movies. Why not? Why not though? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate now.
I hear that.
Like, I think everybody deserves a fair shake of everything. But if you're not making theatrical movies, why should you get theatrical awards?
So you're saying going back, Extraction is not a blockbuster just because you watched it at home?
They put it in the theater.
Yeah?
They premiered it in the theater.
Okay. For how many days did it meet?
Was it a whole week?
Did it meet that week?
I think it was.
Does it need a week to be a blockbuster?
Let's see. I had a screening. They had a red carpet screening. I think maybe like a couple of screenings, but it was in a theater.
Right.
They didn't premiere it at your house.
Did they wait 10 days in order for it to?
They probably screened it for 10 days total. I don't know, but I'm just. But it's not getting no awards. It's not.
Yeah.
The Oscars ain't like your best action sequence.
No, but I'm saying like you don't go see, I don't know, whatever these big dramas, right? Like you're not watching it at home for 10 days before. I mean, at the theater for 10 days before it gets an Emmy, bro. It's just an award. Like
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like if it's the
It's
Emmys,
no,
if it's the Emmys, they don't need to
it's
go to
not
the
a.
theater.
I know you're getting caught up on theatrical
Yeah.
release. Like no, man. Like if it's a movie, it's a movie. Like what?
That's how you look at it? Because I can give you some straight to TV movies that don't need to be given the movie. It's a movie treatment.
All right, I'm sure there are plenty of those.
We can talk about the TLC movie. We can talk about the Wendy Williams movie. We
I'm
can
sure
talk
you
about
like
any Lifetime, any Lifetime movie.
I was definitely thinking Lifetime. I'm like, yeah, those don't need it. Those don't need it.
So those will never win no type of Oscar. Never.
Nah, I don't
No.
think so, bro.
Hallmark-
I don't even think they'll win Emmys. You
the-
show me a Lifetime movie that's won an Emmy.
The
I'll shut
Hallmark
up.
Christmas movies, they don't get no love, man.
I
Come
don't think
on.
so. They should though. There's so many of them. They all have the same plot.
Right.
No, but I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think there needs to be a line drawn. And listen, my opinion is solely based on saving the industry, like just being able to still have these things that we love. I don't want the theater experience to go anywhere. I don't want the streaming industry to go anywhere. I just want everybody to be happy and be able to coexist where it makes sense. And if the streaming industry isn't making money, then what are we doing it for?
Listen, it sounds like they're moving the goalposts, and I'm sure that these streaming services will meet whatever guidelines the Academy puts for them. Because at the end of the day, there is some recognition that comes along with winning the golden statue. So
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like Netflix is one of the biggest players in the game, and they have that pull to do great things in a theater. They have that pull. You can drop a Netflix movie in a theater, and people will consider going to see it. At the least, consider.
Yeah,
if Extraction was given a push, everyone would have came out.
No,
Everyone
that's
would've
a
came
big
out.
one. That's a big one.
And
we got the Bird Box sequel coming up.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure
that
a
one was
lot
really
of people
big,
will go to a theater
To
to
see
watch
that.
that.
Yeah. Look what happened with John Wick, bro. That's all you gotta say. Look what
Right.
happened with John Wick. Like it was a little straight to video, straight to whatever movie no one thought was gonna take off. Next thing you know, you got 3 more sequels in the theater.
Spin off.
In the theater. And the last one
Another
made the
TV.
most money. Did it do a Billy? Did a Billy?
Did it?
They did a Billy.
Yeah. It's a huge franchise.
Yeah.
Everybody loves John Wick.
Listen.
Mr. Wick.
And that could be Extraction. That could be Extraction.
It could be, and it might well be one day.
Yeah.
Because I know the third one's coming, right?
So listen, I mean, we're talking about streaming. This whole show is pretty much going to be about streaming.
So let's
'cause
talk.
we're talking about
Let's
streaming.
do it. We
So
love it.
what are you guys watching right now? What are you guys?
All right. So I got a few for you, right? So like, we just finished From season 2 finale. Shout out to them.
I did
Greatness.
see it. but
Greatness.
I told you I gotta watch it from the beginning.
Listen.
Yeah,
They got me like in the middle.
Shout
great.
out to season 3.
season 3.
Shout out to
confirmed.
season confirmed.
Thank
season
you.
3 is coming. I'm so excited.
Thank you, MGS.
I'm glad
Plus.
you're watching it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you at least. So when you know where to find it though, right?
Yeah. I'll go downstairs to watch it.
Nice.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
we don't have a basement here, so
No,
it's not talking
no.
about here.
So there's obviously Secret Invasion,
Oh,
and
Yes.
I'm excited to jump into the new season of Netflix's The Witcher. Cavill, saying
Oh,
goodbyes
yeah.
to the character. We're getting
Cavill's
part
back.
A now, and part B in a
They're
month.
doing that thing.
Yeah, they splitting the season, but it's only a month.
They
They're not gonna
always
make
do
you
that,
wait.
yeah.
They're not gonna make you
Like what
wait
they did
that
with
long.
you.
Like they did with you. I'm not familiar with what they did with you,
They
but
did
yeah.
the same thing. It was like
Okay,
a
they
month-
just split it and a
Split
month
it,
in
yeah.
between.
But go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm watching.
Okay, but they did the split thing with you, and then they're coming back with a 5th season.
Yeah.
Well, don't they do that like mid-season? They give it a little break, and
No,
then
it was supposed to be the end.
Mm.
From what I thought, when they were promoting season 4, that was supposed to be it. They split it in half, and that was supposed to be the end. And then during
no,
their
I feel like
Tadam,
there's still some loose ends.
during the Tadam event, they announced the 5th one.
Just gotta kill this guy.
Yeah, this.
Just gotta let him die.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I
He's
wonder
not a
what's
good
gonna happen.
guy.
Even though the 4th season
What-
did trip me out, I
what-
was like,
What are you watching, Jelly?
okay, so Secret Invasion, definitely
Oh, yeah.
on that.
Listen, everybody needs to get on that.
I already told you guys about The Idol, which was hilarious because after that I heard that
Yeah.
they're
Yes.
cutting the 6th
Yes.
episode and
Yeah.
they're like the 5th episode is the end of it. So I'm like, how the hell? I felt like I just like was kind of getting to know the characters.
How many episodes out now? 3, 4?
4th one is out. So this Sunday coming up,
It's the
the
5th.
end. Hilarious. You know how many people they said watched that episode? 100 plus people.
What?
100.
100 people?
100 plus. 100 and maybe like 50.
100,000.
No, 100. 150 something, or
Hold
I don't
up.
know. It's in the hundreds.
Hold up. So you're telling me a
They said
movie
it was
theater
bad.
amount of people,
Yeah.
not even a movie theater amount of people. Actually, there are 100 seaters. A movie theater amount of people watched last week's episode.
Yes.
This-
And listen, I don't care about that because if I enjoy a
Right.
show, I enjoy it. So I was really looking forward to seeing how this is gonna end and all that stuff. But now I'm like, what?
This
the
is what I'm
heck?
talking about, you guys.
So
This is what
they're
I'm
killing
talking
that.
about. Listen,
And wait, one more before anything. I'm really excited for this one. It's on Max Warrior, the Bruce Lee show that they have out. Oh, I feel like it's been years since I saw the last season, so I'm gonna have to refresh myself and then get into.
put me onto this. I don't even know what this is.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while, so I'm telling you I have to refresh myself. But pretty much, it's written by Bruce Lee and written and not directed, but written. And it's
Written
pretty
by
much about
Bruce
this.
Lee?
Yeah, not Bruce Lee. Yeah, Bruce Lee. Yeah,
Like what?
yeah.
Bruce-
What?
Wait, how did
Say,
Bruce Lee
wow.
This is
AI?
a long time ago, and they just started. They just
Say,
started
Hold up,
this
now
like,
we
hold
digging
on,
up dead
hold
people's
on,
scripts?
hold on.
Maybe he's got
I'm
some
gonna tell
fire
you right
in the
now
drawer.
because I don't want to mess this up.
Wait a minute.
Man.
Hold up.
Listen, listen, I'm gonna have to jump on this bandwagon myself.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch the trailer.
I have seen.
It's
I
a
wanna-
crime drama that takes place in the latter half of the 19th century
Ooh.
during brutal gang wars in San Francisco's Chinatown.
Ooh.
It follows martial arts protege Assam,
Mhm.
a Chinese immigrant who arrives in the City of Lights under mysterious circumstances.
Mm.
Once he proves his prowess as a fighter, Sam becomes a hitman for one of Chinatown's most powerful organized crime families.
Sounds dope.
As he is mentioned by the son of the crime family's leader, learning the ins and outs of gang warfare, Al-Sam wins the confidence of brothel Madame Atoy, which she's dope as hell too, eventually revealing to her his true intentions. Warrior is based on the writing and martial arts legend Bruce Lee and features a
Ooh.
largely Asian cast.
You know what's crazy?
Completely.
That sounds like Gangs of New York, but Gangs of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with
With
kicks.
the- yep.
But I want to get back to the thing about Bruce Lee being a writer.
Yeah, it's writings,
Is it like memoirs or
the
something?
writings of martial arts legend. Yeah, I think he...
Maybe take some inspiration
Yeah,
from
that's
his
what I was
stuff.
thinking.
Yeah.
I thought
But
he
maybe-
was-
Because he was a teacher as well.
I thought he was penning the script. That's what I was.
Maybe.
I thought
He
I
said
thought-
AI.
He said, I know, he was like, hey, I was
Bruce
like,
Lee.
AI,
Yeah.
dude, like yo, Bruce Lee's penning the script. How? Like, all
from
right.
beyond
Nah.
the grave.
No, that sounds pretty interesting. I'll
it's
probably
really good.
probably never get to it though because I don't like that era.
You're not into martial arts.
you
No,
have
no.
to
I love
give it-
martial arts.
at
I'm
least
just not
give it
into
a
that era.
chance.
Like what era? This is like
The
medieval.
19th century.
Yeah. See, I'm
But
not.
no, but you say that, but give it a
Yeah,
chance.
bro. Period
Because you want to
pieces,
know what?
dope.
I never really cared for martial arts and all that. My grandfather had this on
I love
all the
martial arts.
time.
I just don't
Yeah.
like
It was just on the
old-
TV. And then when I got into like Jackie Chan and all, I was like, oh, they're pretty dope. And then
No, I love
This-
martial
this is
arts.
really
I
good.
don't like that old like medieval stuff. Like
It's not medieval.
No, but it's
I know,
not
I
even-
know,
you-
I know.
at least watch a trailer.
I know.
Like,
I'm just saying. Like I don't like stuff that's like old, like that. Like it's got to be a little more current.
It's medieval.
All right, class.
That's not what
this
I
is
mean.
not
That's
Game
not-
of Thrones over here.
That's
It's
not
about
what I
medieval.
mean.
I know, but it's still before my time. Like way before. Like
Yeah, it's a
Way before my time, too.
120
and
years
I
ago.
love it.
It's not that long, bro.
okay. Anyhow,
Yeah.
there is another show that I got that MGM Plus gave me that I, shout out to them. They're always hooking me up, and I've been watching it, and they gave me. I'm up to 3 episodes right now, and I'm just not feeling it. And it is one of those medieval time shows
Okay.
that I'm just not really feeling. It's called The Winter King.
Never heard of it,
Yeah,
but
it's not out
The
yet.
Winter
put
It's not
me
out
on.
yet.
All right,
So-
with Miss Exclusives.
The only thing that made me want to watch this show is because I'm a huge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, and Fitz is in it. He's a star.
All right, okay.
He's a star.
What's Can you give us a
I
little?
couldn't tell you because I don't like that stuff. So I
What is
I
it
couldn't tell
like?
you.
But what is story are they telling?
A father is upset because the son Fitz let his brother die in battle, and they actually, all right, it's coming back to me. Okay, it's coming back to me. So they exile him, and Fitz is playing King Arthur.
Oh, so it's King Arthur's
Yeah,
origin story?
Yeah, something like that.
What is it called again?
The Winter King, something like that.
Okay.
And what is it on?
It's not out anywhere yet. It's gonna be on MGM Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I will tell you this: I have considered going back and rewatching to probably like it, but my first go around was just like, I just can't do this.
Okay.
Can't do this, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted about that.
What else? Anything else?
Besides the Secret Invasion, of course, that's my weekly thing, and I drop weekly reviews for the episodes. Every Thursday morning, you guys can see my review reaction about the episodes as they drop on Wednesday. So, or is it Wednesday?
Wednesdays. They drop on Wednesdays.
No, show drops on Wednesday. I drop mine on Wednesday. Sorry, not Thursday. I drop my review on that Wednesday early in the day. So, yeah. So that's really what I've been focusing on since From is over. But it'll be back.
It will be
Season
back.
3.
Thank you. Oh, what a cliffhanger, baby! That's right.
3. Yeah, that cliffhanger.
No spoilers.
It was crazy.
You don't even know what's going on. And
I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Hell of a
that's crazy.
cliffhanger. Love it.
So when we come back, I'm going to be sitting down with the Senior Director of Communications, Chris Woolsey, of Chicken Soup of the Soul, Crackle, Redbox. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about what they got going on, what's coming up, streaming, and how their business and operations and everything goes down when we get back. But first, we got a word from my homegirl, Jelly. She's going to drop a little gem on all you movie fans to help us out, spread the word to all the other movie fans. Check this out.
Hey, fellow critics. I am Jelly, and we are CritiX.com had a way to get you involved with the updates that we report in a segment we like to call Stream a Little Stream. You tell us what you watch, are watching, or looking forward to watching, and we will use our platform to keep everyone up to date about what's worth streaming or about to stream. And we will share that on our platform week to week. So head on over to Twitter, follow We Are Critics, and tell us what shows or movies streaming you recommend. After all, it's not about what we like, it's about what you like. I'm Jelly for WeAreCritics.com. Until next time, it's sweet streams.
What's going on, guys? Listen, Club Napier here, and today my guest, you guys got to know about this guy, Chris Woolsey. He is the man, the myth behind Chicken Soup of the Soul, Crackle, Redbox. He's doing it all. He's the voice, the face. He's the man of communications, and he's with us here today to talk about everything that they got going on and more. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, man?
Dude, Klep, thank you so much for having me. I am beyond excited about being here. So cool.
I'm happy you're here too, man. Let's talk a little bit about what it is that you do. It says here that you are the Senior Director of Communications for Chicken Soup of the Soul Entertainment, the voice and the face of Redbox and Crackle. Explain to me what it is that means.
So part of my job is to go around and talk to experts and influencers like you about the streaming world, specifically about Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, which covers Crackle free streaming, Redbox free streaming, and then Chicken Soup for the Soul free streaming as well. So any of the titles that land in one of those 3 free streaming services is kind of my domain. So I go around and I do a ton of interviews every month because we get new content every single month and sometimes every single week. And because of that, we need to update people's audiences about what it is that's cool and hot and what they want to make sure they don't miss on one of those services. So that's kind of where the face comes in. Unfortunately, I have a face for radio, but we do what we can with what the Lord has given us. And but for the voice, I also do most of the commercials that are on Crackle. We do a lot of branded content, so we do a lot of partnerships with big brands where they'll sponsor either an entire series or maybe a channel on the platform, sort of a collection of titles around a specific season or genre. And we'll have commercials for those brands that help us pay the bills and keep the lights on and keep the services free. And I do the voiceovers for those commercials.
Awesome. Wow. So you're like the one man band, and they just tell you, get out there, make it happen.
A little bit. They're like, dance, monkey, dance.
So I want to talk a little
best.
bit. You mentioned, the streaming world, which is a very, very big world these days. There are so many different opportunities. You can go left, you can go right, up, down, doesn't matter. Talk to us about what makes Crackle, Chicken Soup for the Soul, what makes these things different? Like, why should they go there?
Great question. A number of things. One is it's free, as we talked about. So, when the whole cord cutting movement started, everybody was super excited, and they're like, I'm never going to have to pay for entertainment ever again. I just canceled cable. And then they're like, wait a minute, what do I watch now? There's only, like, on the internet, there's only so much stuff. So, we started subscribing to the Netflixes, the Amazon Primes, the Hulus, and, before you know it, and as you know, there's a new subscription service every month practically, and before you know it, you're paying almost as much, and in some cases more than you are paying for a cable package, depending on how much you were spending. So one of the things that sets us apart is it's absolutely free for Crackle streaming, Redbox streaming, and Chicken Soup for the Soul streaming. On Redbox, there are other pay tiers where you might be able to have access to a movie that is either just out of the theaters or in some cases still in the theaters, and you have to pay extra for things like that. But, by and large, the lion's share of the titles on those three services are always free, which is awesome. But one of the other things that sets us apart from the herd, besides the fact that our programming team is amazing and they scour the media landscape, finding the best titles. Sometimes you go to the free services and you kind of look through and you're like, okay, now I know why it's free, because there's not a lot on here that's worth paying for. But with Crackle and Redbox and Chicken Soup for the Soul, that is totally not the case. We have a deal with the BBC where you can see tons of BBC content. We're the exclusive home of the series Sherlock, one of the greatest, most award-winning series of the last decade. And if you didn't buy the DVD set, you can only watch it on Crackle. So we have all kinds of great exclusive series that you can only see on Crackle. And then we also create our own content. We create Crackle originals that you can also only watch on Crackle. And we have tons. If you go on to Crackle and you click on either movies or TV and then click on Crackle originals, you can see all the movies and TV series that we created and that you can only see there. And they're star-studded series like Snatch, that was based on the Guy Ritchie film. Just tons. Go on there, take a look around. There's tons of really cool stuff. Startup, which for a long time you could only see that on Crackle. We then started a relationship with Netflix with that series, and it shot to the very top of the Netflix popularity chain. So we've got amazing stuff on Crackle.
That's interesting. So you guys are, even though you're doing your own thing and you have a different type of platform, you're still partnering with the major or more commercialized streaming services like Netflix?
In some very limited fashion. And it just sort of depends, because actually Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, our umbrella company, operates like a studio. So we have distribution arms, we have acquisition arms, production facilities, you name it, just like any other studio. We have all of those different arms to the business. And so occasionally it will make sense for us to take one or two of our shows and license those out to other distribution platforms.
Now the great thing that I like about this platform, Crackle in particular, is that there's so much different stuff. You got a lot of older stuff, classic stuff, 80s, 90s. It's a whole cluster of things that are just great and iconic. How do you all choose what projects or material you want to put on the platform? Like, is it just at random, or are you just strategic? It's about licensing. How do you figure that out?
Yeah, that's a great question. And there's actually a lot of different facets to the decision-making process. Sometimes it is what is available. Personally, there's a few shows that I'm like, why don't we have like WKRP in Cincinnati? I'm like, why is this not on Crackle? It's like the greatest show ever made. Well, there's all these like bananas licensing issues with the music that was on the show. And because of that, it's really almost impossible, at least at the moment, to have that show on there. But that being said, a lot of times it's, people in the office that are like, you know what show I want you to go dig up? This one. Do you remember this show? Go find it. And they will, and they'll actually go and like take recommendations and check shows out. And like I said earlier, our programming team is amazing, and they scour the landscape and they find these hidden gems. Remember the show Square Pegs from the 80s? Yeah. We got Square Pegs because they found it. They dug it up and they were like, oh my gosh, why is this not on? And so, yeah, there's just great examples like that. They're very passionate about classic TV. And so they'll go and find things like Grady, the sequel to, or the spin-off of Sanford and Son. Like, no one remembers Grady. And
I didn't even know it existed until I went on Crackle, and because I grew up on Sanford and Son. That's how I got my middle name, Lamont.
Right? Who went on to become a pastor. He was amazing. I love that guy. And like, there's just tons. We have Fish, which was the spinoff from Barney Miller. Again, no one remembers Fish. Our programming team remembered. They're amazing. So
there's one that I'm gonna throw at you right now. You need it because I can't find it anywhere. Not even YouTube. Small Wonder.
Oh, with Peeping Harriet. Come on,
I need Small Wonder because it's nowhere in the world.
Don't dare me, because I will sing you the theme song.
Sing me the theme song and have the team added immediately.
Yeah, that was a great classic 80s show for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones in there. So let's talk about the new, as far as what's coming to the platform. You've got different genres dropping coming up this month. Like, it's so much. It's so much content. It's such exciting content. So what do you have dropping in July from Crackle to Redbox?
So much stuff. It's this July is going to be bananas. I am super excited. So I love pop culture. I love pulpy stuff. I love sci-fi. I love fantasy. Thrillers, and we've kind of got it all in July. It's a little crazy. So the one that I'm most excited about, because I loved it when I saw it in the theaters and I haven't seen it since, and I'm ordinarily too cheap to pay for things, is Mad Max Fury Road.
I saw that on the list. I did see that on the list.
So excited. Charlize Theron, I mean, for my money, this is one of her greatest performances. I thought it was just spectacular. Obviously, Tom Hardy is great in everything he does. And this one was it was a phenomenal film of, next to Thunderdome and the original. It's, I think it holds up really well. And that is a great one. So I'm super excited about that. I love post-apocalyptic movies. They're always really fun. And that one was outstanding. So that's great. Then we also have Shark Month. So, people are going on their vacations. Everybody is going to be going to the seashore. They're going to be swimming. And we just, we want these cautionary tales to be out there so that people know what they're going to be up against when they get into the water. So we have dozens of amazing shark-related titles. So we have Megalodon, which is fantastic, starring Michael Madsen. From Reservoir Dogs, Carolyn Harris from FBI Most Wanted, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's a shark that's about the size of a building, and it eats scientists for breakfast. It's really good stuff. So there are a ton of those. Another great action flick that I don't know how I missed it when it was in the theaters, because it's actually really good, is Daughter of the Wolf, and that's starring Gina Carano.
Never heard
and
of that one.
Richard Dreyfuss. So Richard Dreyfuss plays a villain in this one, which is a little bit different. I mean, he's done it a couple of times, but I honestly couldn't remember another film where he plays a villain. But Gina Carano, she kind of looks like a soccer mom, and Richard Dreyfuss's thugs kidnap her kid. Ends up she's ex-special forces, and mom goes on a killing spree to get her kid back. And it's exactly what you want. Cars get flipped, houses get blown up, bad guys get vaporized. It's awesome. So
there was one on the list that stuck out to me, and I got excited. Classic Navy SEALs.
Oh yes. I believe that's on Redbox this month, if I'm not mistaken. But that might be on Crackle. I forget. But that's great. Charlie Sheen and Michael Biehn, who's one of my favorite actors. I love that guy from Terminator. And it's just classic 80s. It's kind of military cheese. It's sort of its own subgenre. You've got you've got Saving Private Ryan's, where you're like, yeah, I feel like I'm in the fray, and then you've got Navy SEALs, where it's like, all right, this is a dairy related title. We've got some cheese going on here, but it's good. It's good cheese.
But it sounds like you guys have a lot. There's so much more, and you guys have so much content that's coming. Like, let's talk a little bit about the streaming industry and this, and how, what are the challenges in all of this? Like, because like I said, you have so much content and so much information to get to people. What are some of the challenges that you face in this and doing all of this and trying to get the word out there?
Yeah, I think that's really, you hit the nail on the head. Like, there's so much content. Like, I mean, every week, just in like casual conversations with people, I probably have 6 to 8 different suggestions on series I need to watch. And like, how it is when you're excited about something, you are adamant. Like, you have to go. Like right now, my wife and I are watching Beef, and we love it. It's so good. But like, I can't watch more than one series really at a time. Like, if I'm lucky, I can get, I've just got a busy life. I've got kids, I've got a job, I've got, friends. And so it's like, if I can watch 2 or 3 episodes of something a week, that was a good week. And so you really have to like discriminate. And so the difficulty is letting people know about what is worth their time and not worth their time. And so that's kind of where these conversations with heroes like you come into play, where I get to sit down and tell your audience, like, this is the 5 or 6 things that you do not want to miss this month. You really need to check this out. And so, discoverability and just, figuring out like what people, how we can kind of direct people to the content that's going to resonate with them the most. That's probably one of the bigger challenges for sure.
Yeah. So you mentioned a lot about original content, and you guys you're in that space now. How far are you guys trying to take it? Are we talking just series? Are we talking docuseries? Are we talking reality? Are we talking feature film? Are we talking feature film that may hit theaters but go exclusively on Crackle? How far are you guys trying to take the original content concept?
Yes. To answer your question, yes. All of the above. I mean, we have done, like a lot of the streaming services, there are things that we will put the original stamp on that has already been finished in production when we acquire it. So it was finished for whatever reason. It didn't get distribution elsewhere. We bid for it, and sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. And so some of those things are scripted series. Some of those things are docuseries. We did a lot of, year before last, we did a ton of sports docuseries. So we had like basketball, a bunch of basketball series that won awards. And we do standalone documentaries. We've got like true crime documentaries that are fantastic. I think the challenge with original content and sort of what all the streaming services are coming to understand is we need to figure out a model where production costs can be kept at a place where it's sustainable. And so, you look at like the money that some of the platforms are hemorrhaging in creating original content, and they're not getting that money back in terms of the number of subscriptions. And so in order to keep the industry and streaming in specific sustainable, we need to figure out a way that we can create good, thought-provoking content in a way that is not going to bankrupt anyone. And so that's another one of the challenges that the industry is trying to wrap its head around. And we've done a really good job. One of the ways that we do that is through branded content. So we'll partner with a brand who will come in and they'll pay some, or in some cases, most of the production costs. And then you'll see their brand either integrated into the series. A great example of that is we just dropped a couple weeks ago a series, actually last week, a series hosted by Genevieve Gorder, who's the designer from Trading Spaces. Yep. And it's called At Home with Genevieve. And it basically just shows her fans how to level up their life, whether it's food, fashion, fun, party throwing, home interior, you name it. And that was in a partnership with PetSmart. And so we had some PetSmart products that were integrated into the show. They covered a certain amount of the production costs, and that way we were able to keep our costs low and, again, keep everything free for the fans.
That makes a lot of sense. I don't know why a lot more of them don't do that. That's actually probably the smartest thing, and everybody's watching each other's hands on that. So before we get out of here, because I know we could sit here and talk about all the classic stuff, I want you to give me maybe your top 4 things that are on your streaming service right now that you could recommend for the fans to watch. They could be same type of film, different things. What are the 4 things that you think audiences need to know about right now?
Sure, absolutely. I appreciate that. So one of my favorites right now is on Redbox streaming, and it's called Ong Bak. And Tony Jaa. It's in my opinion, it's the greatest Muay Thai film of all time. I don't know if you agree, but I think
it's up there.
He's so good to watch. It's like the first time you see him. It was like the first time you saw Jackie Chan, and you were like, "There's no way this guy's doing his own stunts," and yet that's exactly what he and Tony Jaa are doing. I love that one. That's on Redbox for free this month. Really, really great martial arts classic. Gosh, it's so hard now that I'm put on the spot. Like, man, what do
you started strong. You started very strong.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. On Chicken Soup for the Soul, we've got some great stuff on there. One of my favorites, it's a series called In the Vault. And this is it's a murder mystery that takes place on a college campus.
Whoa, I love it already.
This is also on Chicken Soup for the Soul, but it's got a kind of a Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer vibe, and it's about a murder that's a murderer that's happening in the dorm of this college. And so you've got all these students, they're all trapped and kind of stuck in this dorm together, maybe not making the best life decisions as college students sometimes do. And there's a murder that takes place. Every week, you learn about a new person in the storyline. And one week, it looks like they're the hero. And then the next week, from a different perspective, it looks like maybe they're the killer.
Wow.
It's really good. It's called In the Vault. It's starring Audrey Whitby, who is actually, oddly enough, one of the leads from the Thundermans, the Disney Channel series, and has Sydney Sweeney, who from Euphoria, that everybody is so excited about right now. But it's a great, if you like that kind of I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of vibe.
Love it.
Yeah, it's super fun. Highly recommend that one. I also like what else am I super excited about right now? Oh, I would say Wedding Days, super fun. That is, hold on one second. Let me just pull that up. Yeah, Wedding Days.
Comedy? Sounds like a comedy.
Yes, it's Jason Biggs, who is from American Pie, and Isla Fisher from Wedding Crashers, and Michael Weston from Garden State. And this guy it starts out really dark. This guy proposes to his girlfriend who dies, and his best friend is trying to get him to date other women, but he's stuck in his head about his deceased fiance, and so just to get his buddy off his back at a diner, he proposes to the waitress, and the waitress is like having the worst day in the history of bad days for waitresses, and all of a sudden this cute guy proposes to her, and she says yes, and she is not going to take no for an answer. It is hysterically funny. You got to check it out. Wedding Days. The performances are great. It was a fun little hidden comedy, but that's one that I'm super excited about, and that is on Chicken Soup for the Soul. This month. No, I'm sorry. That one's Redbox. That's Redbox.
Redbox. Okay. Well, it sounds like you've given me an action, a horror, and a comedy. I need a drama now.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me take a look here and see what we have. I would say, yeah. There's a psychological thriller called Nix. And this is starring James Zimbardi from General Hospital. So you get a little cheese in there. And Anthony Ferrante from Sharknado, which you may or may not be a fan of. And Michael Pear from The Lincoln Lawyer. And this is it's a psychological thriller that's based on Germanic folklore. And it takes place in a cabin at a lake in the middle of the woods, which already off to a great start. Yeah. And it's about family secrets and recovering from tragedy. It's dark, it's gritty, and it's if you like psychological thrillers, Nix, Nix, it's a really interesting flick.
Wow, all of those sound. You got me on In the Vault. I'm definitely gonna check that out because I'm a huge Scream fan.
So we have 2 seasons there's both seasons on Crackle. I can't remember if I think it's just season 1 that's on Chicken Soup for the Soul right now. But if you head over to Crackle, you can definitely see both seasons. It's phenomenal.
Now, is this a continuing ongoing series, or is it ended at 2 seasons?
We'll have to see.
So there's a possibility. Now I'm all in.
There is a possibility.
Chris, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us and helping us understand a little bit more about Crackle, Redbox, and Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. Let them know where they can find you, and let them know where they can log in and sign up for free. For free.
Absolutely. So if you go to any of your favorite app stores, you can download the app. You can watch them on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, desktop, connected TV, super easy. Or you can go to crackle.com, redbox.com, or chickensouptv.com, and you can cast to your TV or whatever device you want as well. I'm Chris Woolsey. On Twitter, I'm at IDGHAYZOOS. On Facebook, I'm Chris Woolsey. Yeah, hit me up. I'd love to answer any questions anybody has about the services. And I look forward to coming back next month and letting you know what we got coming.
Awesome. And they can also go to the Redbox vending machine still, right? They can do that too, right?
So we have over 32,000 kiosks. We have more kiosks than McDonald's and Starbucks put together. It's a little crazy, and we have plans for more, and they're doing really well. And you can go and rent Blu-rays, really the best viewing experience possible. You can get 4K experience. People talk like you can do that online, but I know from personal experience, my internet would take a dive to the floor the second I try to watch that. But you can go and rent a Blu-ray disc for just a couple of bucks, and you can get basically a theatrical experience in your own home with picture and sound quality that's through the roof. So yeah, definitely check it out.
How can we get one of those vending machines in our studio? We need one of those.
We have one in the office now. It's so cool.
Oh, yeah. So we need that. We need that kind of life.
Right.
So, Chris, yeah, again, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with us, guys. You know what it is, content. Go get your content, consume. There's plenty to see and plenty to watch with Redbox and Crackle and Chicken Soup for the Soul. Chris, again, it's been an honor.
Unbelievable pleasure. I cannot wait to do this again.
We'll see you soon, man. Thank you.
Look forward to it.
Make sure you guys are checking out Crackle. Make sure you guys are checking out Redbox. Make sure you guys are checking out Chicken Soup for the Soul, because their catalog is insane. I mean, I've gone on there. I've seen. I don't know. You told me some real dope gems came out on Crackle. That I had no idea about.
Sony days, man.
But
they still got some fire. Like Chris said, they got Mad Max coming up. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, man. That's fire, man.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, make sure you're checking out Crackle and Redbox, and also you can go check out those Redbox kiosks. They're still out there. You guys can still get your hard copies for all you guys that like that HD, that 4K quality that you can't get that on streaming. You can't get that on streaming. You can't. But along with what's been going on in the industry, there's been some trailers that have dropped.
Yes, always. Never stops, and we love it.
New trailers that have dropped. The one in particular, we got them right now. This one grabbed my attention almost immediately. I just saw one person. I saw Zoe Saldana's face, and I was like, "What is this?" That's it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was about. I just saw her, and I was like, "What is this?" So, Special Ops Lioness, which is coming out on Showtime. I watched this trailer. Check out this cast. You guys can see right there in the poster. It's got Zoe Saldana, Nicole Kidman, Morgan Freeman, and Michael Kelly. Morgan Freeman is doing a TV show.
Yep.
Can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about the fact that Morgan Freeman is doing a television series? That's like up there with like when people said Stallone was going to do a TV series on Paramount. But now we got Morgan Freeman just coming down, and just chilling and just doing some steady work.
Yeah.
Blessing us with his presence.
And I feel like I haven't seen him in a minute.
I know. What do you guys think of this trailer? I want to start with you, Jelly, because this looks like it's very, very women empowerment driven. And I'm all for it. I love it.
It looks really good, actually. I had to watch it a few times, but it looks action packed. I'm excited for that one. And I love Zoe. I love her.
Yeah. Migs, you had a chance to check this out. What did you think of this Special Ops Lioness?
I'll check it out. I'll see what it's about. Seems like we got some international intrigue in this one, right? Like we got some special ops, like the name says, special ops, and we got the female in there doing her thing, and conspicuously carrying on these missions, espionage, man. Let's do it, man. I'll watch some of that.
Yeah, no, one of the things that I liked that looked cool was like there was a lot of the action and a lot of drama going on. Like Zoe is like bossing up in this. She's like calling people out. She's kicking ass, talking to trash, and I was all for it. We didn't really get much of Morgan Freeman in the trailer, but I'm sure he's in it. And then Nicole Kidman kind of popped up out of nowhere. I didn't even expect to see her in the trailer, but it looks good.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
I think it's gonna do well too, as long as they're promoting it. Because I don't want to. And it's on Paramount Plus too.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna see it here in America, I believe. And now you said it was a TV series. For some reason, I thought movie.
It looked like a TV series.
I guess we'll find out when it drops.
To me, that looked like a TV series. That didn't look like it was a movie.
That'd be dope though if it is a series.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd like to see where they'll take that.
We'll find out because I'll double check that. But to me, it looked like it was like a TV series. It didn't look like it was like a one-shot movie type deal. And I'm basing that based on like the quality of it. Like it didn't look very cinematic, but not like poorly done. It just kind of looked like
it wasn't theatrical enough for you.
There you go. You streaming services. Man.
Word of the night.
Shooting straight for those Emmys. Yeah, so that was one trailer that we all can agree. Definitely, I'm in on that. Whether it's a TV series or a movie, I'm in on that. But another one dropped.
Yeah, and I've seen this one, Clep.
This one has been kind of highly anticipated for a while. I remember when it was announced last year. A lot of people didn't believe it was real. A lot of people were like, "This is really happening." But then we heard a very notable name was behind it, and we're talking about Blumhouse. Blumhouse, the horror house.
Yeah.
They sometimes they miss.
Yeah.
But when they hit, they They hit. They do.
They do. No. They
So
do.
Five Nights at Freddy's, based on the very, very popular PlayStation game,
Video game
which,
franchise.
which
that's right.
I have never played in my life.
No.
Ever in my
I
life.
didn't even know it was a game. I had to speak with like a coworker, and she was telling me about it, and I was like, "So what is this?" And she's like, "It was a video game." And I was like, "What?"
Apparently, it's one of the most terrifying games ever.
I heard that.
Oh, okay.
And I've never played this game. I knew about it. I've heard of it. I mean, I stay close to pop culture, so I know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, and I know people who love it and enjoy it. But I have never sat down, picked up a controller, and played this game.
It.
I know the imagery. I know the images. If I saw that bear, that creepy looking bear on a shirt, I know exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But I've never played it. But I will tell you this: not being a fan of this game, I dig the trailer a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I'm just gonna say a little bit because I feel like it didn't give me anything that I didn't get when I watched the Banana Splits movie.
Right, because the Banana Splits movie was also horror, correct?
It was a horror-esque, dark comedy type deal, and it was literally essentially this,
Right?
Like, literally this. So I'm not gonna say that it didn't wow me for the sense that it didn't show me anything I've never seen before, but I appreciate the IP and I understand the nostalgia behind the game. So I'm going to watch it as a horror fan, not as a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I'm just gonna watch it because I want to see some really twisted kills in this movie and things of that nature. What did you think, Nick?
I mean, I feel like it might be a little too late. Not too long ago, we got a Nicolas Cage movie that actually had the same theme, right? Like Willy's Wonderland, which like he was in there just mute the whole time, which is not very Nick Cage like. But yeah, and Five Nights at Freddy, some people are just gonna watch it just because of the recognition. So I'm glad y'all gonna get your film. Like you, I will watch it as a horror fan because there might be something here for me.
So essentially, it's been done 3 times.
Yeah, yeah, and it's their genre. They're here last.
So Jelly, when your friend told you about this and kind of put you on to what it was, were you interested before? Or were you more interested after you learned about what it is?
I don't know if it's really even with the trailer, it's really grabbing me. I'm like, okay, I would watch it, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
I had to read the comments on YouTube just to get an idea. Okay, I'm like, oh, this was a video game too. They were talking about the eyes colors means like the souls of the children and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, oh, that's interesting. I'll definitely watch it. But I'm like, I wonder if it's really gonna scare me because the trailer didn't make me go,
right.
like I'm just like,
Yeah, it did. It just
not even the mechanical bears and stuff didn't scare me.
nothing.
If they were a little bit more creepier for the little girl, yeah, but.
I think they'll go there. I think they'll go there.
I think that's probably the premise of this whole thing, which is why they included her. But you got to be real; they didn't give us any of the little girl at all. It was all focused on.
But I did get this. I did understand that they want the little girl because that's what they do. They collect children's souls. That. Yeah,
they literally have to tell you.
I'm like, okay. And I guess like one of the bears have 2 souls, so they have 2 different eye colors.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. It was all from the comments on YouTube I was reading. So I mean, it's interesting. I definitely would like to understand it better, so I will watch it. But
I don't know how much more they could have given us without giving it away.
Right.
It's a very shallow plot,
Yeah. They're just going for creepy factor, right?
Yeah.
Like what Chuck E. Cheese does when the lights are off. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
these animatronics,
I want to ask you as a horror buff, and I know you and your brother, you guys live for the horror. Is this remotely wowing you?
Nothing at all about this is wow factor to me. What kids are attracted to or they call horror nowadays is definitely not the horror that I watch.
But I mean, I've seen grown men who said that this game is
I've
scary.
seen the game and I've scared the kids myself more than the game scared them. It's a fun game. It's an entertaining game. I think the Resident Evil franchise from back in the day is a lot scarier than this.
Listen, I remember getting shook playing Doom in the dark.
Okay.
Because Doom was like, you don't know what's around them corners.
Yeah,
that first person view.
The first time we got that first person view with monsters, that was a wonderful experience.
Remember Friday the 13th on NES?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason.
Good stuff,
Yeah,
man.
I remember I watched all of Freddy Krueger in my aunt's room in the dark, and I said, "Why did I do that? I couldn't. I had to sleep with the lights on. I couldn't. I
Gotcha.
couldn't.
Those movies stick with you, man.
Yeah,
They
I had
stick
to watch
the
like a
ribs.
Disney movie after that.
So yeah, that's Five Nights at Freddy's, guys. I mean, yeah, I like I said, I'm gonna watch it. And listen, they're putting it on Peacock, and we know what happens when they put the horror movies straight to Peacock.
Oh, this is not the.
No,
No,
it's-
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. But I will watch it. I will watch it on Peacock because
Yeah.
I got Peacock's on. It's free.
Yeah.
Got Peacock.
What am I?
Listen,
I'm
I tell you,
not
this
going to
is a
watch it.
streaming show today. We're gonna talk about nothing but streaming, the Emmy show. This is the Emmys.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah, I
everything's
remember
going to
that.
streaming. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is going straight to stream. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of.
I thought it was gonna go to. theaters.
I thought
That's
so
what
too when
looked
it was
like.
announced. When it was first announced, I thought that too. But then after they were doing more promo on it, they were like, it's going straight to, even when the trailer dropped and they were dropping posters, it was like Peacock. I was like, okay, well,
Well, a
why
lot
are we
of their
spending money
gamers.
to spend money?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But you know what it is? Universal got those deep pockets, and
They do.
Fast 10 is making that money for them, so they don't.
Money,
They don't,
money,
really,
money,
they don't gotta put
money.
everything in the theater.
Nope.
They don't gotta put everything in the
Nope.
theater. So that's Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's go on to the next one. The next one, man. Listen, I love Apple TV. I think Apple TV has some of the best
Definitely.
stuff out there. I love Cherry with Tom
Hijack,
Holland.
I think, just came out.
Oh yeah,
With
Hijack
Idris
with
Elba.
Idris
I want to see
Elba.
that.
I gotta watch that tonight. Actually,
They got
Mhm.
Severance on there.
Severance is
They,
amazing.
they got Silo right now,
They got
killing
I
Ted
it.
have that on my
Lasso.
list to watch.
Which one? Silo? Yeah, and
Yeah.
they got the Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I got to Lasso. just
Listen,
finished.
have you watched the Michael J. Fox documentary?
No.
It's
no.
amazing. It's amazing. It's called Still.
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
punny, but it's good.
Yeah.
They bring it.
They do.
They even their most low key show is still watchable, and you walk away like, damn. that
Like
was
good
done right.
quality shows.
Very well. Their aesthetic, everything. The directors, the writers, all good. So they drop a trailer just this week that kind of had me on the fence, had you on the fence.
Mm.
I don't know how you feel about Joe.
Yeah, I
but we'll
felt like it was
get
creepy.
to it. It stars Kyle Gallner and Johnny Burkhold, and Liza Wheel, who I know her from How to Get Away with Murder. I don't know the other two. I know one of those gentlemen. I just can't remember what I know him from.
The one in the yellow?
Yeah, but Kyle.
Right, he looks
Kyle.
familiar.
I don't remember.
I've seen him.
Yeah, I just can't. It hasn't hit me yet, but it will. The name of the movie is called The Passenger. And this trailer, what kind of vibes did it give you, Mix? Because you were the one that told me, and after I watched it again, I saw exactly what you saw.
Yeah, this is little Fight Club, little Tyler Durden. You know, he's there, he's not there, he's real, he's not real.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think
It's all
they
like
gave
you
it
said.
away too much. I still watch it just because it's got that little creepiness you mentioned.
Yeah.
But if it turns out to be a real person, then they got me.
Yeah, this trailer does give off that vibe as though this guy is like he's a mental case, and he's dealing with his own internal demons, and he's essentially the title alone gives it away. The Passenger, which means he's just going along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even there. He's not even in his physical. He's just going along for the ride and behaving however it is his mind is telling him to behave. Meanwhile, you watch the other actors in this. None of them are really interacting with Kyle's character. They're just kind of there in the room, which gave it away immediately.
Yeah.
So, like you said, yeah, it does feel like it's like a Fight Club ripoff. And you're hoping that that's not the...
Well, I just hope that's the twist, because otherwise, why would I be spending my time waiting for that to happen 90 minutes into the film, when it's like, dude, I saw it in the trailer.
I kind of want to watch it with him just to see
For his
him
reaction.
bug out at the end when they reveal that...
You're like, oh, really? Really? He needs his medication? Really?
Right.
Really?
Why didn't nobody get it?
Yeah.
Really? Kyle's not real? Really?
Yeah.
Kyle's not real?
Yeah.
We knew that. I mean, other than that,
this is Blumhouse too.
Another Blumhouse.
Yeah, another Blumhouse.
Is it going straight to Peacock?
No, this is going to Apple. This is Apple TV.
Oh, this is Apple.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
Apple.
It is.
And
Straight to
like
streaming.
I said, sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss, and this may be one of those ones. Didn't Blumhouse do Ma?
Really?
didn't like Ma.
Yo, Blumhouse they will put their name on anything, bro.
Yeah.
But they have good things. Listen, I'm a horror fan. Blumhouse hits
They
a
do,
lot.
and I'm glad they exist because I like that. I like the horror, So
They put out Ma.
that's all right.
That just
You got
says
to go
it
hang
all.
out at Ma's house.
That movie. Listen, my theater was cracking up,
Yeah.
laughing while watching that movie. There was not one shook moment in that entire movie. Everyone was literally laughing at the way that she was behaving. It was ridiculous. But Passenger, it's all right. I can't.
Yeah, it is what it is. We'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll watch it as a horror buff.
But I don't know, man. That's all I got to say about that's the trailers that
Nice sweater,
that
by
came
the
out
way.
for
I
the
like
week.
that yellow sweater.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I would wear it.
That's
Yeah.
good cosplay material right there.
Yeah,
People are
cool.
gonna be rocking that all year. So let's get into our main topics for the week. There's a lot of things going on, but there only really like three main things that kind of broke news this week that I really cared about talking about. One of them is a big one that we've been dealing with for some time, since like March 25th, and that's the Jonathan Majors story. The man was accused of physically assaulting his girlfriend, side chick. We don't even know what type of relationship they were really having. We just know that there was some sort of an altercation, it seemed, and then this man was taken away into custody by the police without any further investigations. And his lawyer and himself state that he is absolutely innocent, and they have the proof that he was innocent through video, through witnesses, etc. Now, we're already a month away. He's already had his first hearing where he pled not guilty, and it's going to trial. And we were waiting for this hardcore evidence. But along that way, we were seeing real suspicious stuff about the accuser. She said that she was assaulted, and yet she's out at the club, and she's drinking with friends, and seems unharmed, and
like she didn't really have marks like she said.
Yeah,
she
things
had.
just
like
weren't-
she wasn't as injured as she claimed to
yeah,
be.
things weren't adding up, and
that text message that she sent
in the
him.
text message, where she was like rebuttaling everything that she had said. She even recanted her statement with the police, and they still went forth and
She
were
was
like
like,
pushing
they said
and
they
pushing
wouldn't
and pushing
arrest
it.
you.
Well, now things have gotten way more interesting. Way more interesting. So, Jonathan Majors and his lawyer, his team, they finally have come forth with this evidence that they've been flaunting around and talking about. Video footage, witness statements from the cab driver, and it appears that the female, who goes by the name of Grace Jabari, she actually was the one physically assaulting him. They have it on video. They have witness statements, and the plot thickens. After further investigation, warranted the police to feel the need to take her into custody. So now she is arrested for assaulting Jonathan Majors, making this look a little better for him in a lot of senses. I think that this is a good thing, but I also think it's a messy thing, because whereas we don't really have any physical proof that Jonathan Majors did anything. We have a lot of physical proof that she did something. Now that we have video and we have witness statements, how do you think this looks for Jonathan Majors?
I think it looks way better than what it was before, because I was hurt reading that. I was like, please don't let this be true. Please don't let this be true. And not saying like, oh yeah, she was the one who hit him. Like, I don't want to encourage that either, but it's just like, if she's wrong, let's prove that she's. I mean, if she's wrong, let's prove that she's wrong.
But it's both. It works both ways. You know what I mean? Migs, you hear this and it's like, where are you at with it right now,
dude? It's always so difficult to comment on these type of stories, especially because they're still ongoing, and there's obviously a victim here, and who it is, man, I just don't know, and I'm not rooting for either one of them, and I don't know who deserves to go to jail. There's definitely some punishment that needs to be handled here, because if those accusations are false, man, like this could definitely ruin somebody's life.
Exactly.
But if there's any truth to them, you know, like I'm not gonna defend him just because of who he is, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
Very
messy,
true.
and I don't know, man. I really don't know, but I hope it gets settled, and I hope the police get to the bottom of it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have much to say personally.
I feel like this is like the prime example of like it's not what you say or what you do, it's what you can prove. And like you said, like you know, there's rumors and things out there that are saying that the police were kind of pushing Miss Jabari to say that he assaulted her, even though she didn't want to say that.
Right.
And they didn't even further investigate this situation. They just went over what they saw in the room at the time and thought that was probable cause to take him into custody without knowing all the details and all the facts. Nobody was in harm. Nobody was, you know, it wasn't a situation that was caught in the act. But then with her, it's like they have the video, they have the witness statement, they have, you know, and then it was like, okay, now they want to further investigate, and now they're going to take somebody in. So I think that the one thing that he has going for himself is that there is no hardcore evidence that he ever really did anything. And not saying that warrants behavior, it doesn't, but it's like I said, it's not what you say or what you do, it's what you can prove.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, all the evidence points at her because she's on video and there are witnesses.
Right.
So it's like, at this point, it is a win for him right now. Not a win overall. Like, we don't know what's going to come up or pop up. Maybe there's more things that we don't know about the situation. Maybe someone, you know, did see it, but there was like no. I believe that there wasn't even any video footage of him actually being in the apartment with her. He came later when he found her on the floor. So it's like, where is the evidence that he was ever in the same room with her to even assault? Like, it's just so much information that's just, this thing is getting drawn out when the hard evidence is kind of there already. And
right.
It's just like, it's just, I don't know. I just hope that this gets resolved very soon. And I'm going to be real. I don't care about, you know, their personal business or what they're doing. I honestly am more worried about the projects and the things that they got to work on.
They got lined up.
Yeah, things that he has lined up. Well, I don't really know what she has going on, but Jonathan Majors has been a staple in the industry for quite some time. Not long, but for a little bit of time, and his presence has been great and needed. And I just want to see this man get back to work because he's working on some projects that I care about very, very, very much. But yeah, I don't know. Al, you got anything to add to this? This is crazy. This is...
It's a sensitive and difficult situation.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you know, and being a male, black male, I felt that the media hit him much harder than other males out there that are not of his breed and color.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's another conversation to be had too. You know, that disparity in how these actors are treated, especially when they're different, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing that needs to be discussed. But I hope everything just comes out in the clear, and I hope that, you know, Jonathan does win one here, you know, and that he's not guilty. And, you know, I want to see what else he's going to bring to the game. And I hope, you know, Hollywood remembers, because of all the bull that they did to him, yesterday's prices are not going to be today's prices. You feel me? Majors, you better start starting on them, showing them what up. Make that money, baby.
Agree.
Yeah, man. It's and it also, you know, it also sets the tone in the industry on, like, you know, proven until, I mean, innocent until proven guilty. And I mean, I gotta take my hat off to Disney, man, for not, you know, budging and jumping to conclusions and cutting him from his deals. And a lot of people did. A lot of people jumped the gun.
Yeah.
I mean, the army, right? Like, he had a huge campaign going on with the army that they decided not to push forward.
They lost two movies. One that was already done and going through the festival circuit that was getting praise. They kind of just stopped and halted. And then he had another movie he was working on that he lost the role. Yeah. So I mean, he's lost a lot.
It's tough. Just these accusations are enough sometimes. Yeah. And it's very difficult to navigate, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I pray, like you said, guys, I pray that this thing gets resolved immediately, right away, and quickly, and people who are held responsible get held responsible, and then we can move forward and get the projects and something that we love going and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But on some positive news, I mean, Is it positive?
Okay.
We got more sequels coming, y'all.
Always.
A new sequel is coming to another semi-beloved franchise. It was beloved before the remake, and then the remake came out and kind of tarnished its reputation. But somehow, some way, magically, it's still got another sequel. It's got another sequel. It's got a sequel coming out. And we're talking about Tron, everybody. That's right. Tron 3 is coming, and they have attached some pretty major new, like some major, like, character, what?
Man, is this really Tron or is this X-Men?
Right.
He got the suit, though.
So, this is Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Right.
Partially, and then he's wearing some kind of rubbery
There's
X-Men
like 3
suit.
people
Yeah,
in
he got
one.
his X-Men
His
suit.
X-Men
Yeah.
suit on, and it's just in the color of the Tron thing. Listen, I didn't do all the. I did most of the graphic, but I didn't do all the graphic. I just found the background and found this image and put it there. But they've already casted 2 major players in this thing.
Okay.
Jared Leto's one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know where that came from, but yeah, Jared Leto's gonna be in Tron, ladies and gentlemen. And then they just announced that Dahmer.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Dahmer, bro. He's for the kids, I guess.
Evan
Forgot he
Peters
played
is
Excellent actor.
oh, he's great. He's great in everything he does. Listen, I
Very
would have never
versatile.
thought that the
Yeah,
guy.
very
versatile.
I would have never thought that the guy that played Kick-Ass's best friend would be like known as like one of the better actors in our generation. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Evan Peters is joining the Tron 3, and I never really cared about these movies.
Nah, and I was telling you earlier, I believe, damn, I was gonna kill me, but the cycle is more iconic than the movie. Everybody knows the Tron cycle.
That is true.
Everybody knows the cycle.
That is true.
An agreeable comment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. Okay, thank you, Al.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I remember it growing up, the original. I remember it, and then I remember when the sequel came out. I think it was like 2010. It came out in 2010, and I didn't check it out because I didn't care.
Yeah.
I do.
Now,
I want to say that when I went to Disney World or Universal, there was a ride. Was there a Tron ride?
I'm sure there is. There's gotta be. But do you think
It would be Disney, not Universal.
I don't remember.
Disney?
Because if it's under Disney, it wouldn't be at Universal.
Yeah, I think it was Disney. I'm something in the back of my mind is making me think that there was. I could have sworn there was, but I didn't go to it.
Any news if Jeff Bridges is attached to this at all? You know,
Nah,
the original Flynn.
I haven't heard anything about Jeff Bridges being back in this, but I'm not even.
Can
really...
they do it without him though? That's like Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford. You know, like I just don't see it.
Although that's something else after you see the movie.
Bro, trust me, they'll do it without him if they want
They'll
to.
do it without him.
They'll do it without him because
they'll put his face in it, and he didn't even have to sign off.
If there's one thing, oh yeah, AI, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the theme of Tron, right? Like he was in there last time, and at least for the last one, right? Like he was in there, but he was already another like the AI had taken his likeness.
Yeah.
This
is just too much. Like I don't even think this movie really needs to happen. Like come on, man.
Straight to Disney
Honestly,
Plus.
no. I had to look at the last Tron to remind myself, like, what is this about?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. But...
They had Olivia Wilde in the last one too.
And this was going straight to Disney Plus.
I'm just saying they should, right?
Al, this is more like your era of like. Was Tron popping?
It popped then because it was different. You know, this is the Atari era, so
I remember that.
Their Ataris and whatnot, and the game came out. So it had its moment. It had a cool little toy line.
Yeah.
You know, so it had its moment, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's not something that people really Google.
Like it's
over,
15 minutes.
Similar to our discussion from prior. You know,
it wasn't Star
Wars.
Wars.
A trend that didn't last.
It wasn't Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Star Wars was different. They had the cool cartoon and the dope toys.
Yeah.
I mean, Tron, you know, unfortunately didn't really. I mean, the game was bad too, so that didn't quite help.
But like I was there, I remember it. I remember, you know, we knew what it was, but like it wasn't in our household. Like it wasn't a big deal. So when I think about this, I'm like, who's really checking for this? And like the movie the sequel didn't really do well.
It was
so
cool,
I'm very shocked that they
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 throw
see
more money
something.
on this.
yeah,
They
like,
probably see something.
It's a franchise, it's a franchise. And Disney's no shortage of them, They have so much.
yeah.
So much.
So I mean, that's Tron, guys. Evan Peters is in it. I mean, that doesn't make any of you guys want to see it more because Evan Peters is
No,
in it. Like, I'm
bro.
just
No,
like,
if anything, just 'cause knowing Jared Leto's in it, I might not even watch it.
Jared Leto's very
it's
interesting.
morphin time. It's Morbin
More
time.
Morbin
It's
time.
Morbin time.
They didn't like that.
It's Tron time.
Tron time.
Oh man, yeah. So that's Tron 3, man. I don't even really have much to say about it except it's happening, guys. I mean, if you're excited
Coming.
about that, let me know because I'm not that excited about it. But let's get to our last and final topic, and this one is. I'm just gonna laugh at this one, and I put this one on here because I just think it's just hilarious, and it just shows how like these corporations just misstep, and sometimes they fall on their faces, and then sometimes it's just a good. Yeah, we're talking about these guys.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
The Max.
The one to watch for HBO, the one known as Max.
The Max.
Max has upset the industry in a way that I've never seen the industry upset. Usually it's about money.
Right.
Usually it's about you owe me some money.
Reparations.
You owe me some back pay or some residuals or something like that. But Max has taken it a step further to be the one studio to give the wrong credits to people who have created
Wow.
their original their original content.
This one hurts, especially around this time.
Yeah, we're in sensitive times.
Yeah.
right now.
Well, when it comes to creators and how fairness.
You know what I think happened? I really think that HBO probably tried to have AI do this for them, and AI just fucked it up.
You know what?
Yeah, I said I'm gonna sabotage you. There's a strike going on. Watch this.
You know what? You might not be too far off because that's the explanation they gave, right? So can you tell them what's happening?
So and it's been going on for a while, and it's been taking them a long time to fix this situation. But a lot of the original content that you see on Max or whatever when it was HBO Max, the creator, like when they have the credits on the side of the film, it would say the name of who's in it. But creator was like a cluster of everyone: producer, director, person who actually wrote it, the person who actually created it. So it was like, well, who's a creator? All of these people, even though it could have been one person who created it, they would cluster everyone who had anything to do with the creative process and put them under creator.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who's Stan Lee?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So they've been kind of rectifying this and making it right, but it's taken them some time. And word is that they're still not done and they're still working on it. But some of the people that had a problem with it was like Adam McKay, Will Ferrell for Succession and things like that.
Yeah.
Like their names are like all clustered in there when it was only like one creator for the shows. But like I said, they've been going through and fixing it and making it better for some people. But I just thought that was really hilarious that kind of thing could like go under the radar and people not even realize that that's going on. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Listen, recognition goes a long way, especially in this business.
So that's all you really got.
Yeah. So for them to not recognize them for their work, come on, man. Right. You had one job.
Now, right?
You had one job,
and you still messed it up.
Yeah, like I mean, I honestly feel like that you literally that's like your reputation. That's the one thing you have, like residuals and payment. Listen, let's be real. Like a lot of you guys think that because you see these things worldwide, everywhere on television, the industry is essentially it's a day job. It's a day job without security. So if you are lucky enough to get one of these jobs in the game, yeah, you get your pay like everybody else. You might get your bonuses every month. I'm sorry, every week, and then you might get your bonuses every month, things of that nature. But you got to understand that the living is just as regular as, say, someone that's working at a hospital, working as a police officer.
Still got bills to pay.
Yeah, like it's. People think that, oh, you're on TV, you must be making millions of dollars. But no, let me tell you, there are people who physically work in the industry who are bringing home basic checks. Basic checks. So when I say that all you have is your credit and the things that say I did this.
It's your resume, man.
That is what gets you the next gig.
It's gonna get you jobs. And if I tell somebody, hey, I'm in this TV show, I created this TV show, and then whatever potential person that's gonna work with me goes and like check out the credit on HBO Max. I got it at the crib and my name's not there. Now I look like a liar. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
So again, there are big wigs who make big bucks, and then there are people who are mid-level who, you know, they're getting paid. Yeah, they're getting paid on the job. They you know, by. There's a budget for that film, and you know what? That budget is broken down into your weekly stipend. You know what I mean? So that's not. You're not getting $25,000 up front. You know. I don't know. What do you think, Jelly, about this? This is wild. Like,
no, I agree with everything you guys say too. All you got is your credit right there. That's your resume. Yeah. Like, fix that shit.
Yeah, I just thought that was a hilarious thing that I saw with Max dropping the ball on that. But yeah, I mean, hey, whatever. It's getting fixed. Hopefully they can fix this fast enough for these guys before this writer's strike and everything's over with. Because you don't want to have something like this. Yeah, you don't want to have something like this hanging over your head during these times. Nah, not at all. But yeah, listen, that's all we got for today, guys. I mean, we made it through.
We did.
A lot of things going on, and we're gonna have more for you guys next week and the weeks coming up. Again, I want to thank my man Miggs for coming through. I want to thank the lovely Jelly for coming through, giving us her perspective. Al Mega in the back, the voice of God. I need a wepa.
The big wepa, mi gente.
As always, guys, listen, I thank you for stopping by, and let me know what you're watching out there. Is there anything I didn't bring up that you want to talk about? Let me know. Also, like, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, and pop culture, check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.